excelsis Deo, et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis. What you just heard is an example of something called chant, and the words mean glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to people of good will. Hi, my name is Gabby, and I'm a singer based here in the Twin Cities. I sing with Border Crossing and other performing groups around town, but I also have a job as a cantor, or singer of chant, at the Cathedral of St. Paul. So I want to tell you a little bit about chant today, which is a beautiful and ancient art form. What is chant? Simply put, chant is a sung prayer. And it's found in actually many religious traditions, although today we'll be focusing on the Roman Catholic and Christian traditions. Hopefully we can do a video another time soon about other types of chant. Chant, as I'm singing it today, goes back about 1,000 years, but it's actually older than that, several hundred years older than that, in slightly different forms. It's been used continuously, though, by the church throughout all these centuries, and it's grown a little and changed. One thing to know about chant is that there are no instruments. It's just for singing. Music that is performed without instruments is called a cappella. Something else to know about chant is that it's usually sung by a single person singing one line of text, or a group singing in unison, meaning all together. There's not harmonies and different parts, so everyone is praying the same thing in sung form. One thing you probably noticed about what I just sang for you is that the language I sang in was not English, that was Latin. And Latin is the traditional language of the Catholic Church, which is still used in many prayers and music today. However, nowadays, people do sing chant in English or whatever the common language of that congregation might be. That helps people understand what the prayers they're saying mean. Well, how do you sing chant? How do you know what to do with chant? Chant is written down, and it has its own special kind of notation. So I'll show you an example. This is what I just sang for you. You can see something a little different about the staff. It has only 4 lines. Modern notation has 5 lines. Also, look at the notes. What do you notice about them? They're just little squares. Those squares are called neumes. And there's a lot of other kind of special markings you can use in chant, but the main thing to know is that all the notes are relative to each other. They are a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. If you put little marks here, the little dots say, lengthen these notes at the end of the phrase. But they're not exact, such as in modern notation with quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, and rests. Here's the same piece of music written in modern notation. You can see we have a treble clef and accidentals. That tells me what key to sing in, and that means that I must start on the note designated. So that's an A. In chant, on the other hand, you can start on any pitch that you want. How do I know what it sounds like? You can see I have this little mark right here. That's a movable clef, and it simply tells the singer where do is. If you remember your scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That tells me I start singing on do, but the do can be high or low depending on who's singing. So if I have a very high voice, I might see a chant and start singing a little higher. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Or if I'm a lower voice singer, I'll start down here. Gloria in excelsis Deo. But it's always read the same. It's just written the same way. And that makes it easy for singers. Something else about chant is that you can find it in any time of day, different special masses, different times of year. So one mass might have 5 or 6 different chants incorporated into it, and they all mean different things. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're different. A wedding might have a special chant. A funeral will have special chants, and different times of the church year. So it's rich. There's so much to learn and so many different examples. Something I love about chant is that it is flexible. The tempo, or the time that you sing, how fast or how slow, is decided by the singer. So that means that I look at the prayer and I look at the notes and I choose how fast or slow. I'm not being directed by an instrument or by a set marking on the music. We often do speech tempo though, speech rhythm, because these are long lines of text. So we sing it about as fast as we would speak if we were just saying the prayer. You can find examples of chant on YouTube with the notes going by, and it can be really interesting to learn how the notes correspond to how long or how short the singer holds things for. And you can start to understand what some of those markings mean just by watching a video of it. So I encourage you to look that up. One other thing I'm going to do is just sing one last chant for you. This is one that would be sung on the Feast of Epiphany, which is the Feast of the Three Kings, and the cantor would sing this at communion time. It's also in Latin, as the first one was, and the words mean, "We have seen his star in the east, and we have come with our gifts to worship the Lord." I use my special tuning fork. This just gives me a rough idea of where my pitches are for my own voice. Vidimus stellam eius in oriente, et venimus communeribus adorare Dominum. So that's a beginner's course on chant. Thanks so much for watching.